This ancient secret is the #1 reason that people stay poor, and no, this has nothing to do with the law of attraction or any of the other popular stuff all over the internet. Instead, I'll bet that you've never heard any of this anywhere else before. Want to know what this ancient secret is? Well, then hang with me. All right, the #1 reason that people stay poor can actually be found in an ancient field of study known as axiology, which has been around for centuries. And axiology is the study of value and worth. Now, pulling from axiology, we can observe that every human being has a hierarchy of values, the things that they value most in life to the things that they value least in life. Now, if the term hierarchy of values is a bit confusing, then think of it like a list of unconscious priorities. And also, to be clear, when we say values, we're not talking about social idealisms. Oftentimes people will say, well, I know what my values are. It's respect, integrity, fairness. No, those are social ideals. What we're saying here is that literally every day that you wake up, there's the things that you value most in life to the things that you maybe don't even value at all. Things we value most might be the kids, family, business, career, these sorts of things. Now, our unconscious hierarchy of values not only shapes the way that we experience the entire world around us, but more specifically to this topic, it also dictates how we manage our resources, specifically time, energy, and money. Would you agree that how we invest and how we spend our time, energy, and money is most likely going to become our destiny? In other words, if we invest our time, energy, and money poorly, we'll be poor. If we invest it wealthily, we'll be wealthy. Now, every day, all of us wake up with a finite amount of these resources, and then we deploy those resources into our day in direct proportion to our values. So in other words, the things that we value most in life will get the most amount of our resources, and the things that we value less will get less and less until typically we run out of resources long before we run out of things to do. This is often why people set goals like, I want to start a business, I want to save more money, I want to get in better shape. But after a while, they find that they just never end up finding enough time, energy, or money to ever make it there. That's not because they're a procrastinator, they have fear of success, the law of attraction's not working for them, they got too many limiting beliefs, or any of that nonsense that kind of wreaks havoc on the internet these days. No, it's simply because they have other things in their life that they value more, that are utilizing the majority of those resources. Somebody might not make time to go to the gym, but they always seem to have time, energy, and money to take care of the kids or take care of the family or make sure that their business is successful. So it's not that they're a procrastinator, it's that they procrastinate on things that are lower in their values, and they always come through on things that are highest in their values. It's not because they have limiting beliefs. It's that they have limiting beliefs around things that are low in their values, but their genius comes to life for things that are higher up in their values. And on this could go. Here's an example, a tangible example. My #1 value in my life is my business. Now, that's not to say that I don't value my family. That's not to say that I don't value relationships or any number of other things. All it means is that if you look at the objective evidence in my life, look at my Google Calendar and my bank account, you're going to see that the majority of my time, energy, and money goes into my business. Now, I'm not saying that that's what everybody should be like. I'm not saying that everybody should have that as a value. In fact, I think it's the epitome of ignorance to think that somebody else should live up to my set of values. Yet, that's the reason that we have so many wars, divorce, controversy in the world of politics is typically because we're constantly trying to project our values on other people. But that's a conversation for a different video. So why do I say that this is the #1 reason that people stay poor? Well, plainly put, we have money in direct proportion to the degree to which we value money. Here's an example. I have a Lamborghini. I'm not saying that that's a smart decision. I'm just saying I have one. Now, Warren Buffett, he has billions of dollars and still lives in the same house he always lived in. So in other words, I valued having that Lamborghini more than I valued having the money that it took to get it. Whereas Warren Buffett, on the other hand, values the money so much so that he's never even upgraded his home and drives, I think, a Toyota Corolla or a Lexus or something like that. So you see how we have differences in values. He values money more, far, far more, and therefore he has lots of it. So we will build wealth when we value wealth investing, saving, financial independence. All the lip service in the world about, oh, I wish I could make more money, I wish I had more success, I'll save more when I make more, and all of these things, none of those things actually happen because they're not in alignment with our values. When our goals are in conflict with our values, we end up procrastinating, hesitating, self-sabotaging, these sorts of things. The things that we say most of us struggle with whenever we're trying to achieve something that we just don't seem to quite know how to figure out. So people don't stay poor because they were born in the wrong neighborhood, went to the wrong school, because they have too many limiting beliefs, because the law of attraction is not working for them, or any number of other things. People stay poor because they don't value financial independence. In fact, I was recently reading a book called A Framework for Understanding Poverty. And in the book, the author breaks down the differences between how the poor value money, how the middle class value money, and how the wealthy value money. The poor value money as something to spend. The middle class value money as something to be managed. And the wealthy value money as something to be invested. Now, if you think about it, you follow those lines of thinking for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or several generations, and those three different groups of people go in very different directions based on the way that they're valuing money. So here's the good news. If we want to make more money, we can adjust our values to support us making more money. Or if we don't really want to make more money and we're happy with the values that we have, well then we can just pick goals that are better in alignment with our values and stop beating ourselves up for who we're not and start loving ourselves for who we are. This is an expression of what's meaningful for us for whatever reason that may be. It's not wrong. It's not that somebody else's is better. The reason that we feel that way is because we typically tend to project society's values, our family's values, or other institutions' values on ourselves and say that, we're not enough like that. Then we beat ourselves up, undermine ourselves, and put ourselves down in comparison to something that's false, rather than loving ourselves for who we really are. So again, if you want to learn how to change your values to support making more money or accomplishing bigger goals or having a business, well, the good news is that's what I did about 10 years ago from the day that I'm shooting this video. I discovered that after 12 years of failure, one of the biggest reasons I was failing as an entrepreneur is because I kept setting all these goals, but really my values were at conflict with my goals. As soon as I got my values in alignment with my goals, well, within a few years, I was a millionaire. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly what you're going to experience, but I can say with a certain degree of certainty that it's going to be much, much more likely once you align those two things, align your values with your goals. Now, the good news is that I have another video that I will link to right around here where I'm going to go much deeper on this topic for about 30 or 40 minutes. And then if you want to go even further than that, I will direct you to some additional resources to help you finally unlock the fullness of your potential. Start loving yourself for who you are, not beating yourself up for who you think you ought to be, which will make you feel empowered, by the way, when you start loving yourself for who you are. And so if you want to begin changing this, begin really aligning yourself with the things that we say that we want in life, or the things that you say that you want in life, which, by the way, when we are trying to achieve something that's not in alignment with our goals or alignment with our values, that's where I feel out of alignment comes from. Fulfillment comes from filling full our values. People who live by their highest values tend to be the ones that are more fulfilled, more successful, more happy in life. And the people who are constantly beating themselves up and not acknowledging their values, those are the people that tend to have more stress, more anxiety, more unhappiness, lesser relationships, these sorts of things. So this single topic here permeates almost every area of our life. So if you want to go further down that rabbit hole, then again, follow the link to one of the other videos around here. By the way, my name is Kyala Kanai. I'm an entrepreneur. I got started while working in a coffee shop for just minimum wage. Then I discovered this after 12 years of failing. And I've gone on now to build multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses. My primary business doing over 75 million in sales over the last 5.5 years or so. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm saying it so that you know that everything that I put on my channel comes from real world experience of applying the information that I'm sharing, and I share it in hopes that you get value out of it and that it helps you save time, energy, and money on the pursuit of your goals as well. So if you like that sort of stuff, and you like content like this, then make sure that you subscribe, hit that little bell button so you get notified every time I drop more content like this, which is happening on a weekly basis. And I look forward to seeing you in a future video, my friend. Take care.